Hello, fellow art enthusiasts. It's the Art Monarch here, and today I'm filling 2 pages of doodles. The first of which here, I wanted to go for an indoor machine, some kind of machine you would see in a factory. And it's basically a rectangle that's been taken out of the large interior of the building. I was going to try to draw the inside of the building, the entire thing, but it's a little more difficult than I expected. I started out with the intention of doing that. What I might do is draw the interior off camera and then go back in and film the inside part of the building, the machines and the little people and everything. I find that when I'm not filming, it's a lot easier for me to draw. So I'll do that. And I like the isometric perspective that's going on here. I draw that a lot, and it's very helpful. So we've got this facility here. We have massive machines, tanks, which might be full of some kind of milk or oil, gas. And these many people are walking up the stairs, transferring different liquids into other tanks. And they'll be transported out into some tiny little trucks, which I didn't draw, so maybe I'll do that next time. And that's what this first page is. It's a transportation facility. I'm not sure, really. I should have thought about it. That's just what I had in mind. I like factories. I like the interior of big places like that. I've always liked the idea of working in some kind of huge building, some massive place that you have to walk thousands of feet, and maybe it's a data center where there's servers, or it doesn't really matter what kind of place. It could be maybe a library, but I like big spacious areas, preferably where there aren't people. I'd like to not see anyone for the entire day, but some kind of place. Maybe it's a file system where there's massive amounts of data all stacked up, hundreds of feet. You have to climb up a ladder, find a file or something like that. Maybe a historian, work at the Pentagon, the FBI, or some kind of underground secret information lab. I've always liked that. I've just liked those kind of places. I want to work at some place like that. An underground tunnel that leads to this massive place where there's information. I don't know. But I like big buildings, and I didn't draw. Look, I make these drawings in my mind. I have a good vision, but the problem with me and a lot of people is that it's difficult to put onto the page. But I guess the first page here was more of a warm-up. I wasn't going for perfection. The second drawing I like a lot more. It's a vehicle that transports maybe a oil or gas fluid, so I like that. Maybe what I'll do, instead of trying to find a place like that to work, maybe I'll create my own bunker, okay? A massive 1,000-foot bunker. Obviously that's not legal, but I just like that idea. What I'll do is just travel somewhere to an abandoned warehouse, an abandoned factory, and walk around there, and then that will satisfy the urge of walking around dark places. So as you can tell here, I'm not using a black ink. I'm using a dark brown Micron, and for some reason I just like using the brown ink. I've just gotten used to it in the past month. I got this pen in late October, and I've been using it. I do have some black ink pens that I could use, but for some reason they're not as fine as this nib. I'm using a 003. Well, this might be a 005, but I try using the finest nibs when I'm drawing just because it's satisfying. I like the second page. It looks nice. I actually put detail in it. The first drawing was there's not much to go off of really. But this, you can see there's some more definition. It has a pyramid shape, a sloped triangle mid portion to it, which I like. It almost looks like some kind of scrap metal that was put onto the side of it. Maybe that's what these machines are. A lot of them is scrap pieces all put together. It's a little abstract, but it's also a functional vehicle. Okay, it does work, in my mind at least, and maybe I should do that in real life. Maybe I should actually start building my own little vehicles. You know, I talk a lot about different jobs, a mechanic, building things, working at the Pentagon, and scrap. I think the reason I do that is just because I never really knew exactly what I wanted to do when I grew up, so I figured I should be an artist, right? Because if I feel like being a pilot that week, I can draw some airplanes. If I want to be a scuba diver, I can draw some scuba people, okay? It's the most logical thing, really, okay? Well, now that I think about it, I actually did know exactly what I wanted to be. An artist. When I was a kid, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I started drawing every day when I was 13, so I guess technically I've been an artist since then.